What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to Shop Talk here at 31 Records. It's my little record store in Houston, Texas. Boy, I tell you what, the music in the video today, this is Battle Ruins tape. I want to listen to it before I have to sell it. I picked up a copy of that album, or their album, on CD. I'm pretty excited. So I had the kids at the shop today. Well, I had my two boys at the shop today. So I'll tell you what kind of happened in my store, and then I'm gonna tell you about this dude. Billie Joe and his wife not only did Adeline Records, but they did Adeline Clothing. I didn't know that, so we're gonna talk about that for a little bit, and I'll read what they say about their clothing company because I don't know if it's still in business or not. But I love stuff like this, dude. I love people that are going out on their own and doing their own thing and making their own money. And I think that Billie Joe Armstrong and Green Day as a whole get a bad rap within the punk rock community. You know, it is what it is, but you know, it's a little ridiculous, honestly. Who cares if they're punk, I guess, right? I don't know. It's weird, and I'm guilty of doing it too. But anyways, this is the kind of stuff that interests me. Small business, doing it on your own, I like it, man. Even though he's, you know, wealthy dude, this still could cost him a ton of money if he fails, right? Yeah, dude, so today, Parker got a new dinosaur. Always good. You never know what you find in these places, right? I spent my day today listening to cassette tapes. We listened to Madonna, Like a Virgin, because I was playtesting it to make sure it worked. I listened to some Nirvana, and I spent like hours listening to this ZZ Top, which was Eliminator. ZZ Top tape, man. This is a really good album. Shout out ZZ Top. I was going to play it in the video, and I thought, you know what, that'll get like copyright claim like a mug. But yeah, I spent my whole day photographing tapes and stuff for the website or web store, whatever you want to call it. So if you're interested in picking up either a punk rock review shirt or just checking out my inventory on there, there's a link in the description for the web store. It's not a whole lot of stuff right now, but it's all very fairly priced. Yeah, I'll have more stuff going soon. I just put up some Janet Jackson tape, Madonna. I got some Primus going up, that Nirvana tape, the Black Flag tape that's going up. Excuse me. All kinds of weird stuff, right? Dude, I lost my keys to the shop. Like, I was in a full panic, and I went outside to my car to get my camera bag. It's like my Sony camera. And I opened my trunk, and my keys were just in my trunk, and I was like, how did they get there? So I guess yesterday when I was putting my stuff in the car, I guess it fell out of my pocket, or I dropped it or something, I don't know. But for hours, I thought I didn't have a key to the store. It was really scary. Oh, we just got a couple of new things for the store, and I'm fixed to get to the Green Day stuff here in a minute, but shout out to Dead and Buried Ink. Excuse me, I'm tired, man. They did our shirts, and they're offering a deal if you go to Dead and Buried Ink. If you're a band or a business, or you got an event coming up and you want some merch, any kind of merch, dude. Screen printed. You got to do buttons, skateboards, hats, shirts, hoodies, whatever, bags. Go tell them Punk Rock Review sent you, and you'll get 10% off your first order. So shout out to Dead and Buried Ink. Those are my homies, dude. I love those guys. I got this Bone Straight Flush Ghetto CD for the store. I think I might have shown you a couple of these. Yeah, hold on. But we got the new Pat the Bunny CD, Friends in Real Life. Fantastic album. I've listened to it all the way through a number of times. I really, really like it. The singles are really strong, but the whole album is fantastic. And then I got a couple, speaking of the dudes in LA, I got a Havoc CD. This is a Road Warrior EP, I think. Yeah, 6 songs. Just got a couple copies of this. Humble Gods. No Heroes. This is one that I was told about on the channel, actually, and I ended up liking it so much that I got a copy for myself and one for the shop. This stuff will end up on the web store if you want to, if you're interested in any of it. And TKO had a couple copies of the Complete Control album, and I grabbed a few of those for the shop. And then I bought these from Bones at the, or not Bones, but the merch guy at the show. I got 3 Lower Class Brat CDs. I bought one for myself and a copy of each of them for the store. So if this is something you're looking for, check the web store after tomorrow. All the CDs will be up. The tapes will be up tonight. I'm going to my buddy's house, celebrating my birthday over at my friend Josh's house. We're going to go watch the UFC card. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm having a blast, dude. I hope your day's going good, everybody. Yesterday was a super silly video. I'm gonna try to make this one half that length. Shit was ridiculous. Shout out Colin for being a homie. I'm really becoming good friends with that guy. I really like hanging out with you, Colin. In a gay way, buddy. Okay, so shout out the hates. Was this I think this was 2006, excuse me. So what we're looking at almost 20 years ago, and 19 years ago, neo-fascionists, Adeline Street. It's been over 12 years since the East Bay's best-kept secret, Green Day, broke into the mainstream through the bathroom window and spray-painted their name into the history books of pop culture. Green Day frontman Billie Joe Armstrong and his wife Adrian have expanded what was once a basic merch line for their small indie label into a full-on rock and roll inspired fashion line, Adeline Street. Seek it out and your mouth will be watering at the slim 60s cut 3-button suits, peg slacks, tight jeans, button-up shirts, vests, skinny ties, argyle socks, detailed dresses, skirts, pullovers, cardigans, polka dot stripes, skulls, hearts, military stuff, and more. Woo! I sent some questions over to Mr. and Mrs. Armstrong, which they answered from the comfort of their own bed after coital activity, as I presume. But, dang, dude, his wife is gorgeous. I don't know, are they still together? My goodness. Good for him, dude. This is Punk Rock Confidential was a pretty good magazine. I don't remember who was like the sister magazine that made this, but I used to love this magazine. I like that their print, I don't know if you can see this, but the type is like twice the height of these other magazines. It's like a much bigger letter. It's so much easier to read. And it means for less stuff per page, I guess. How did Adeline Streetwear get started? How many people are involved in it? Where do you sell your clothes? Adrian. Adeline Street Clothing started off as an extension of Adeline Records. Jim from Real Skateboards and Billie Joe started Adeline Street over many beers in our old backyard in Berkeley. After a couple of years of having this small local indie label run mostly by Jason White of Pinhead Gunpowder, The Influence, The Big Cats, and Green Day, myself and Lynn Thiebaud, is that how you say that? Thiebaud, maybe? Began working at the label. We were doing band merch like t-shirts, buttons, hoodies, basic stuff. It turned out to be more fun working on manufacturing the clothing than the records for me. In the last year, I wanted to move more into clothing and less into the music. We handed over the music responsibilities to Billie Joe's manager, Pat Magnolia, I believe? He is now running the label out of Los Angeles with much more success than I ever had. Oh, wow. It says, note, artists on the label include The Living End and Jesse Malin and The Heat. I don't know who that is, but The Living End, I very much know. I was introduced to Steady Clothing from a mutual friend. We met up and decided it would be a good match to have Steady do our manufacturing. We have been working with them over this last year. They sell to many independent boutiques and other distributors overseas. Then we run our own web store out of Oakland, AdelineStreet.com. We don't sell the complete line, but we have some Adeline classic stuff you can't find anywhere else. That's pretty cool. Who are some of your favorite designers and or sources of inspiration from the past and present? Billie Joe. I've been inspired by anything from old Vivienne Westwood to Dogpile, old British motorcycle clubs, Bob Dylan, and The Clash. Yeah, he's a pretty cultured fella, and I like his style alright, man. Billie Joe's a cool dude. Oh, especially old vintage Japanese stuff. Military postage stamps, Sakura, etc. Sakura? I have an eclectic fashion sense. I worked at a recycled clothing company in Minneapolis when I was younger and would find cool old dresses and stuff that I could rip up and redesign. As far as designers go, I like Marc Jacobs, Vivienne Westwood, Alexander McQueen, and Chloe. I wear anything I like, whether it's from Target or Dior. You know what? That's what's up, bro. That's the jam. This tape is fucking killer. Andrew, if you want this, let me know. You got first dibs, homie. What are some extensions of Adeline that exist and or are on the horizon? Shit, I may have spoke prematurely on that. I think somebody else asked me for this first. Let me double check my notes. Andrew, sorry. I feel like a dick when I do that, but I get all excited about this stuff. Adrian says, we currently have some jewelry from Rusty Pistachio, who's the H2O guitarist, from Peanut Jewelry out of New York. His stuff is way cool. We are also going to have some other items that are handcrafted by a couple of local East Bay artists. It will be on our web store in the next month or so. We do some kids t-shirts, and I would like to see that area grow a bit. I also have a strong inspiration to progress things in a totally social and environmental direction. That's what's up. I like to hear that. What music are you listening to these days? Billie Joe says, The Mice and the Soviets. I don't know either of those bands, but I will tomorrow. Adrian says, I've been listening to the old Rolling Stones albums, U2, Nico Case, Yo-Yo Ma, and Elvis Costello, as well as the new Green Day demos. Seems good. Elvis Costello I'm starting to listen to a little bit. You have a unique vantage point, having seen the world from perspectives as diverse as underground punk shows to fancy award shows, alternative society to high society. How important has fashion been all along? Yo, I forgot that I had that mic. I hope you can hear me okay. It's going to take me forever to get used to having a microphone thing. I always follow the philosophy of 1 foot in the door and 1 foot in the gutter, says Billie Joe. Adrian replies, I don't really think fashion is that important. There are definitely people out there that think it's all about what you wear. From the predictable punk dress code to the high... Hey, hold on, I take that personally. To the high-end designer labels. I don't like labels in general. They're too confining. I like being at a shitty punk show as much as fancy award shows, and I don't dress up to fit in. I just wear what I like, regardless of where I am or what I am going to. Which current fashion trends make you laugh and or cry? Billie Joe says, anything that has to do with leg warmers is great comedy. I agree. No matter what year it is, leg warmers are whack. Adrian, the whole 80s revival thing makes me laugh. I wore mini skirts and leggings in the 80s. I just can't do it. I also can't do the 70s thing. Ew. 2006 and they were doing the 80s thing. 2020 we did the 80s thing. What the fuck, dude? It's because the 80s were awesome. Fuck out of here, you don't like the 80s shit. Come on, bro. Now, leg warmers, I will say, is the exception. Or an exception to the rule. Because 80s, in fact, rule. 82, baby, right here, motherfuckers. 43 and 48 hours. What we doing? Come on, now. Has punk culture become a caricature of itself after all these years? Or is it still a forward-thinking threat to social conforms? It was split up, whatever. Social conforms in some way? Is it conforms? Conformity? Conform? I don't know. Bro, if y'all haven't figured out by now, I don't know how to fucking read very well. Billie Joe says, it depends on what you take from it and give back. I think it's had an impact on the values that I have that go beyond punk rock, about how to live my life. Life is based in chaos. You can't control the chaos, but you can find wisdom in it. I totally agree, Billy. Oh, Billy Willie. Adrian says, I agree with Billie Joe. It depends on what you take from it and give back. I sometimes think it's not forward thinking enough, like progression. I like growth. I think that it comes from being proactive and getting educated about things you don't know about. How do your ideas go from your imagination to a hanger in someone's closet? Do you sew up your own prototypes or do you sketch them out on paper? Adrian says, Billie Joe and I bring our ideas to Josh and Lisa at Steady. It's usually a folder filled with pictures of art, fabric samples, and body styles. There are also some sketched out designs. My drawings are a work in progress most of the time. Then Lisa and Josh take those ideas and clean them up and bring in some of their own ideas. The samples get sewn, we meet again to see how everything looks together, and we may make changes. That was really fucking loud. You live in Oakland. How does living away from the big fashion cities like LA, New York City, etc. affect Adeline? Is it easier to maintain your individuality? Billie Joe. I think there's a very particular style about the East Bay. I found style from working class families and Mexican culture. I've always worn Dickies, work shirts, and Pendletons. The Black Panther Party was incredibly stylish as well. He always has worn that stuff. Ever since I can remember, he's worn like gas station shirts and stuff. I remember seeing that stuff in the mid-90s on Billie Joe. Y'all remember that stuff when gas station shirts were in fashion? Everybody had a gas station shirt. It would be like, hey, my name is Armand, or my name is Ron, my name is Joe, my name is Brian, and that wasn't your name. Your name was like Derek or some shit. Fucking Derek. Adrian replies to all this and says, I agree. I think the East Bay style plays a big part in what we like and what we want for Adeline Street. We are definitely influenced by the big fashion cities because we travel so much, especially New York, but we always relate it to our own element of what we like. It's more about a classic style and not a trendy one. Tape flipping over. Is Adeline a collaborative effort between you and Billie Joe? How much are your own personal styles reflected in this line? Adrian says, Adeline Street is absolutely a collaborative effort between Billie Joe and I. He will come to me and say, let's make a shirt like this. So then I start the process to get the shirt like that made. He's more of an idea man. I'm the follow-through person. He works mostly with the men's line and I'm doing the women's line and accessories. We tend to have a good balance in the line, I think, because we have been together for so long and our styles and tastes are very similar. It's complementary. Shout out to these dudes. I hope they're still together. I don't know, but I hope. Where can people find Adeline if they live in the middle of nowhere? Adrian says, the easiest place would be to buy it online at our web store, AdelineStreet.com, or another online store like ebtm.com, or ask your local indie boutique to order some. Is there anything you'd like to add? If you check out our web store, please look at the Take Action page. There are some really good causes to learn about. Adeline Street donates a percentage of every quarter to one or more of those organizations, as well as other organizations that aren't listed there. Dude, shout out to these dudes for doing the damn thing, man. And shout out to this for being like a reasonably long little like write-up, you know? This magazine's fucking awesome, by the way. It's just like nothing but cool pictures and cool stuff. There's like little record reviews and like what people are listening to. There's a thing about Newfound Glory where they like, what do you take on your trip when you go on tour and stuff. I think this is a great magazine. Great content can be provided from this stuff. I've got an alternative press down here with an Against Me article and a Mighty Mighty Boss Tones article. That's coming soon. What we doing the damn thing over here at Shop 31 or 31 Records. I used to be called Shop 31 when I had movies and stuff too. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, dude. I don't think I have anything cool to show you outside of what I showed you earlier. Not today, anyways. Maybe. I got some good records I'm pricing up. Oh, I had a dude. You know what one of my favorite things to do in here is when people come in and they ask me like, hey, do you have anything that I might not have heard before? And I'm like, yo, I have a label, so I got stuff you haven't heard before for sure, or at least likely haven't heard. And it happened today. I sold a dude a pair of those 7-inch records. I'm almost out of them, so if you want one, boy, tell me. Ask me now. It was just super cool, man. I think his name was Brandon. Shout out Brandon for being a rad dude and coming in here and spending some of his hard-earned money. He dropped over $100 today, so like that really helped our store because we didn't. Outside of that, I only had a couple of sales, so it really helped that he came in. I'm gonna be putting this Gizm tape. I'm kidding, it's Gizm, right? Tape up on the web store. This TSOL tape. These are both unopened. I've got this. I cleaned all these up finally, so I got Smashing Pumpkins and Cranberries that are in new cases and all wiped down and clean, tested and played. I got Bob Marley, Billy Bragg, and the Beach Boys going up on the web store tomorrow, and these two U2 cassettes. So, you know, if there's something that you see in the store that you want me to put up there, or if you just want me to just keep adding stuff, you know, recommendations, comments, requests, all that stuff's very much appreciated. But, you know, I'm tired. I'm going to go watch UFC with my friends, man. Thank you guys for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Please like the channel, or like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 15,000 now, boy. That's probably a long ways away since we just hit 10K, but I'm a goal-oriented person, and yeah, it's hotter than fuck in this room, by the way. They turned the air conditioner off at 5 o'clock in here, dude. This is in Houston, bro. The fuck? Like, the fuck. DAFUQ question mark apostrophe question mark. The fuck? I'm out. Peace.